Bind is one of the strongest maps for Vyse. Her versatility in setups is unparalleled, and lineups are even stronger compared to other maps. She also doesn't have to worry about stretching out utility, like the other maps, since there's no mid. This means her wall gets so much more value just because of the map's design by accomplishing the task of holding for lurks and holding a push. So without further ado, let me show you how to play her. So starting with the A defense, I'm going to come up to this box and throw it in the corner here. Then when the barriers drop, I'm going to place my flash here and then run all the way over here to where this bucket is. Look at the top right of it and click. How this plays out is someone will trip the wall. You can pop your thorns to go for the kill since they'll be stuck here or in here. And if there are more people trying to fight towards showers, you do have the flash. A lot of the time I will only invest the flash and the wall since I like to keep my thorns for short. But this is if I do know they're trying to push towards this side. This next setup is one of my favorites. If I look towards the corner here, I can place it to where it's covering lamps perfectly. If I throw my thorns here in the corner and my flash up here, I can wait for my wall to get popped to throw my thorns and then go for the flash to get picks. However, if you want to switch this up and do a similar setup, throw it right here on the right side of the TP. Put your flash on the wall up here, or you can throw it up here instead. And then I'll usually throw my thorns right in the middle here. It doesn't have to be perfect, just somewhere in here is fine. I'll usually tuck here and hold this angle. Once they trip the wall, take the first fight. And when this wall is popped up, it looks like it covers all of lamps, but it really doesn't. So they don't usually expect me to swing off of this left side and get more. And this wall is a really good one you can do for most rounds. It covers everything for information unless they hop over, which they will make noise. Otherwise, it's just a really strong wall since you do have to hop over. And when paired with this flash, can be really strong. This flash gets me so many kills just because it's so hard to dodge and there's nowhere to run after you get flashed. And then again, of course, you can just place this one. I do really like this one. It's so good. Now this setup is if I'm trying to play aggressive. Before barriers drop, I'll put my flash right over as high as possible. And then as barriers drop, I'll go ahead and throw my thorns and then throw my wall. They'll hear both of those, but that's fine. They usually trip the wall first and then pop my thorns. Since my thorns last longer, I can usually take this fight perfectly fine. And then once the wall drops, I can go for a flash play, potentially get more, and then use the thorns to hold the push. For the last setup, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my wall here. I'll then come up here, hop on the box, and throw my flash right there. I usually use this setup when I'm trying to play towards the shower side with maybe another player. So what that means is I'll use this flash once this wall either pops or after it drops, just so I can get some free picks and stall the defuse as much as possible. Sometimes I will also put my flash on top of here with this wall as well, but instead of using it to get the kill, I usually use it after the wall drops to get a ton of kills. If I am doing that, however, I will usually place my thorns right here on the tip of the box. This is because it covers the entire choke. That way I can actually hold close here without having to worry about my back. Now the B side is the easiest side to play on, and the main reason why is because of this wall. Look at this triangle up here on the left side and bam, you have a wall that is perfectly aligned. You can also do it from here on the left side. I do think this one's a little harder to trip though, because if you do try to trip it, you are sitting on this cross here versus this one where you can just hit this left side. So it is a little less risky with this one. Just be careful because they can hop on this and look over.
Now for the flash, I'm just going to put it up here on the rail.
With these walls, I usually throw my thorns right here on the tip of the box. This allows it to cover all of Hookah, as you can see, and make it to where they cannot jump out. Nothing more to say here. That is a staple thorns setup you should know.
And here's what the setup looks like in action.
Now for aggressive setups, the first one I'll do is on the left side of TP. I'll usually tell my duelist, play here and go for kills. Nothing more to say about that. Unfortunately, there isn't a lot you can do with like flashes. I mean, you can throw it here, but it's better to just keep it on site, to be honest. So that's why I kind of just have my duelist play off it, because they have their own flashes. They'll be fine. My second wall is right here on the left of this little thing or bench. It covers all of this and makes it to where if they want to jump up here, they have to trip up the wall. I usually pair it with this flash here on the roof, and then I'll put my thorns right behind this pot since it's not very visible. And for my second thorns, I'll usually commit it to over here just in case I do get pushed.
And here's what the setup looks like in action.
Now Now this next setup is if you were trying to play aggressive long. Originally, I had done the instructions of just placing it anywhere here. However, there's a great spot you can put the flash now. You see right here, there's this wooden pillar. You look up to about halfway up here and throw it right on the wooden pillar. What's great about it is it's covered by the map a little bit, making it a little harder to dodge since, I mean, it's harder to see really. And because barriers are all the way over here, they're not going to hear it at all, so they will not expect it. And then with that, I'll put my wall on the right side of TP, or I'll place it right here. That way, when I go for this, I can take the pick, take my flashback, and run back towards site. I usually don't want to play too aggressive towards the long side since it is very easy to push with flashes and drones and all that fun stuff. Now this last setup is for those rounds where you don't have a lot of money and you need to just throw a setup. I'll just place my wall so that it's stretched out as much as possible, as close as possible, and then I'll put my thorns on the tip of this box. Then you put your flash right over here on the top bar. So this setup costs 350 credits, right? I highly recommend you have a player smoke this the moment they see the wall trip. And since all of this is covered on the right, you only have to play in this smoke with maybe a classic or a shorty, get a gun, and even if that's not possible, what you can do is hop up here. Once you do, you will get over the wall and go for a flash play. Now for lineups to A from B, I'm going to stand in this corner of sight and I'll see this pipe over here. Line up the top icon above your thorns and do a jump throw. And this will land all the way short, covering the entire thing and making it much harder to push. Standing in the same corner, you're going to see this claw over here. Use the middle bar between your flash and your wall and do a running jump throw. This will fly all the way over here to showers and boom, cover the whole thing. Now for our lineups from A to B, stand in this corner of sight. You're going to see this part on the roof of the lamps. Line up the icon above your thorn, and then you're going to walk forward until this part of the icon is in the middle, like so. I can't really explain it too well, so just watch. And then do a jump throw. This will fly all the way to Hookah, and you can use this to stop any push from A. Very nice. Look at this. Standing in the same corner, you're going to use this same pillar on the left. This time use the bottom of that icon and do a running jump throw. This will fly all the way over here and boom, cover the entire run out. Now attack side is really easy, so listen up. For my flank watch, most of the time I will just put my wall here. It's on the right side of these three, and it's good for holding both sides since, you know, you can't jump over it. And if I do need to rotate from A to B, it's perfect, or vice versa. Just be careful because they can walk through the spawn area, so it's not an end-all be-all, but it does get the job done most rounds. Another one I will do sometimes is right here, since most of the time they'll get up to here, realize that this is here, and then walk all the way around, and usually that's way too long. Sometimes instead of flank watch, I actually will put it on the TP here if I am pushing B. I'll usually do this when I know they do a lot of TP plays since it really works well, and since they'll run out not expecting it, they'll get trapped and nothing they can do. Now lineups are great on this map. Starting over here in this corner, you're going to see this box on the left. Line up the top left part of the icon above your thorns and then move a little bit to the right. Do a left click throw. This will fly all the way over to the back left side of sight and cover both the back right angle as well as the right side of tube. And then for the next one, you'll see these 4 panels here. Line up the dash between your thorns icon and walls icon with the third one and do a left click throw. This will fly over here on the right side and cover all of this. Stand in this corner here, look at the first, second, and third one, and use the icon between your flash and wall. You'll do a left click throw. This single lineup will cover all of backsite, making it a lot easier and forcing your opponents to flush into this left or right side. Now lineups for B from Hookah are very easy. Just stand in this corner. You're going to look on the right side of this TP here and use the right bar of your icon. Do a left click throw. You're then going to use the left bar icon and look on the first and second stick on the roof and then do another left click throw. This will fly all the way over here and cover the same spots, making it much easier to push once again. If I'm attacking on B, I'll usually throw my flash over here from Hookah to the top left. This covers as much as possible and even flashes players backsite, so definitely use this one. If you want to throw it from long, just throw it like this and boom. Same thing. Now lineups on A are easy. You just stand over here by this barrel. You'll look at this box over here on the top right and look up a little bit. Do a left click throw. It'll land back here behind truck cutting any players off from entering as well as leaving lamps. For the next lineup, I'll stand on top this time. You'll use this shadow and use the icon above your thorns to line up like so. Do a left click throw, and this will land on top of the box, cover all of this, making it much harder for them to push out. If I'm pushing towards shower side, I'll usually come over to this little carpet in the corner. I'll look up to this window, count 1, 2, 3, and left click. This will fly all the way back sight in the same spot, cutting off any rotates. Doing the same thing on this carpet here. 1, 2.5, throw. And this one will fly all the way to heaven, covering them from running and rotating in. Now, if I'm trying to flash from showers, I usually do it over here, like so. I kind of just imagine this left side extends as much as possible and then just do a jump throw. And if I'm short, I'll look towards this top side and kind of just throw it like so. This covers into lamps, which is really good, as well as all the way over truck and a little bit over to this right side. However, most times I'll actually place it through the TP like so. That way I can have my dash character like Raze, Jet, or Yoru take the fight much easier. If I'm attacking on B, I'll usually throw my flash over here from Hookah to the top left. This covers as much as possible and even flashes players back sight, so definitely use this one. If you want to throw it from long, just throw it like this, and boom. Same thing. And that's what I have for all the setups on Bind. If you guys are interested in learning Vyse on all the other maps, feel free to check out my Vyse guide playlist. I have plenty of setups, lineups, and other tech for Vyse found in that playlist, so feel free to check that out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.